Welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2017. I'm Max Scoville, and I'm joined by Julien Leferrier from Ubisoft Montreal. And you've been hard at work on Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yes.
What is this game? I haven't heard a single thing or seen a single T-shirt or pre-order listing or anything about it.
So we started off 3.5 years ago, right after Black Flag, and we knew we wanted to do ancient Egypt, but not only Alexandria or Memphis, we wanted to do the whole country this time, right? So with all the biomes, with all the vegetations, the desert, and we have a new character to support that beautiful world. He's called Bayek. He's the last Magi, so basically he's the protector of the old traditions of Egypt, because in our time period, there's a strong Greek and Roman influence, and he's basically we're at the pivotal point of history.
Now, on the live show, you compared him to a sheriff. And this is, of course, about assassins. How does that work out? Because he sort of seems like a ranger more than, you know, going around.
He's actually the last Magi, so he's the protector of the old tradition. He's a local sheriff, but he's also an assassin, right?
Okay.
And through Bayek, what's cool in this game is that you'll get to witness the origin story of the Brotherhood.
This is fascinating. This is also really cool. Is this the earliest? I mean, obviously, it's the origin of the Brotherhood. This is the earliest Assassin's Creed game, period.
There's the fight between Assassins and Templars that have been going on for a long time, but this is actually the first time we're going so far back in history.
Okay. Now, you've been working on this for longer than any Assassin's Creed game of recent memory. Aside from the obviously gorgeous visuals we're looking at, what's been your chief focus in spending more time on it?
So when we started off more than 3 years ago, our goal with this game was to give as much freedom as we could to the players. So the first thing we did is that we revamped the narrative system. We have a much more open narrative system backed by quests. We also have a new progression system with RPG elements to really customize your assassin the way you like to play the game. So if you're more of a stealth-oriented player or a combat-oriented player, you can level up and pick abilities to suit your playstyle. And on top of that, we have a new fight system. So because of we had some time to work on this game, we reworked the whole fight system. It's now a hitbox-based system, so the weapon you choose, its size, its weight, its length, the way you position yourself compared to enemies, that will affect your combat experience.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're really happy with this foundation work that we did. I think it's a fresh new take on the franchise.
How would you say the size of the area compares to previous Assassin's Creed games?
It is a very, very big map. It's a whole country. It's all seamless transition. So if you pick up a camel at one point, it's going to take you a very long time to cross this map. And there's it's very varied landscape. So it's a very big map. You know, I don't want to get into numbers, but I think it's players will have hours and hours of fun in this world.
Yeah, so people think Egypt, they think, you know, desert and pyramids, but obviously it's the Nile River Delta, so there's tons of, you know, lush vegetation. You've got boats in here, right?
We have boats. Obviously, in Egypt, there's the big river, the Nile, but there's also lakes, the Mediterranean Sea that is just on the verge of the map. So boats were a real opportunity for us to have other means of transportation, and we're really happy about it. I think the water that we have built by Ubisoft Singapore is great, and what's cool about it is that you can explore every body of water from underwater. You can dive, there's some treasures, there's some loot, so I think it's a pretty cool experience.
Now we've got is this a falcon?
It's Senu. She's a Bonelli eagle.
Oh, okay.
And she's your pet eagle, basically. So the origin story of the eagle vision going on. And basically, Senu will help you locate enemies and locate your targets. And what's cool about having the eagle in the game is because of this big world that we crafted that is so beautiful, it gives a fresh new perspective, you know, this top-down view. It's really a different way of exploring this world, and we're really happy about having Senu in the game.
Now, if you're able to use the eagle to sort of scout the area and find new objectives, are we still climbing to the tops of towers and doing the whole thing and diving off?
There's still the climbing on top of towers, what we call the reach high points. They're such a staple of the franchise, but this time around, every tower that you climb will improve your synchronization abilities with Senu. She'll be better at locating the targets for you.
Now, this boat area here, is this just a bunch of bad guys hanging out, or is this sort of an outpost type scenario?
This is actually a floating military camp, if you want. So it's a boat run by the military, and it's heavily protected. And there's many ways to approach this boat. You know, you could just charge in, decide to fight, unleash your Kopesh, and just start the fight with the guards. You could go for a more stealthy approach, you know, like trying to climb around using the mast to get a vantage point and take your bow and do some headshots to do some heavy damage on the guard. So it's really like a 360 approach. You can tackle this challenge the way you want, and there's many other opportunities like that in the game.
Okay. Now you've got a lot of kind of new tricks. You've got your bird going around and causing trouble. In the demo you showed during the conference, there was like a remote controlled arrow. How does that work?
Archery plays a big part in this game. Like, we have a seamless transition from range combat to melee combat, so you can use your bow from close range. We have different types of bows, and one of those bows is called a predator bow. So it's a bow that is really good at long range. It's close to a sniper rifle if you want, and there's one ability that you can unlock that will get you to control your arrow once it's fired.
Is that a hippopotamus?
That's a hippo. That's a hippo. Very dangerous beast, if you want to believe it. Like very thick skin, authentic to this region of the world, and we wanted to have them in the game. It's wildlife plays a big part in this game because they're such a staple of ancient Egypt. You know, like people were doing their laundry and they were worrying about getting attacked by crocodiles. That's authentic, so we wanted to have that in the game.
Yeah, I usually just worry about emptying the lint trap. Now, how many animals overall do you have? Can you say that?
We have a bunch. We have a big variety of animals. I don't want to say the exact number yet, but you know, we have flamencos, we have hippos, we have crocodiles, we have lions. So many, such a variety of wildlife, and all of that like interacts very well together with the humans also that we have. So our goal was really to bring Egypt alive as much as we could.
Now, in addition to the hippopotamuses attacking you while you're doing your laundry or what have you, I imagine they also serve a purpose, and you can get resources for them. Is there crafting?
Exactly. So if you hunt the animals, you'll get resources for crafting. For example, to upgrade your hidden blade. So if you're more of a stealth type of player, you can upgrade your hidden blade to do maximum damage from enemies that don't expect you.
Okay, we saw a lot of kind of vaguely supernatural elements in the trailer. There's an Anubis head at one point. Could you talk a bit about the villains or the antagonists in this game?
What's great about ancient Egypt is that it's full of mysteries, mysticism, and spirituality, and that's a theme that we wanted to play very strongly, you know, because the whole traditions, the gods with the animal heads, the pharaohs, that sort of stuff. So we definitely include that in the game. And we're at a time period where the Romans and the Greeks are slowly taking over Egypt and replacing those old traditions. So obviously, perfect bed for Templars and that sort of New World Order feeling going on.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, it almost seems like with all the mysticism and stuff, you're almost leaning into full-fledged fantasy slightly. You've got predator arrows, and I mean, obviously there's always been eagle vision and things like that. There was a shot in the one of the trailers of just a really big snake, like a Chamber of Secrets basilisk kind of snake. Is that?
We're still Assassin's Creed, right? So we're still very much grounded in history, but having this great ancient civilization with secret rituals and that sort of stuff helped us kind of blur the line a little bit and have some like dream sequences or that sort of spirituality moments, if you want.
All right. Now this is cool. You said you're focusing on player freedom, and obviously when you think open world games, you do think letting players just go out and do stuff. In the past, Assassin's Creed it's had some sort of tour guide moments where it's like, all right, rein it in. You maybe get desynchronized. Are we still in the Animus, and will we still get told we're doing stuff that our ancestors may or may not have done?
We are, as of today at E3, we're focusing on the story of Bayek, and news on that will come later on.
Great. Well, Julian, thank you so much for coming by and chatting.
Thank you so much.
Creed Origins. Do you have a release date for this?
Yes, October 27th on Xbox One, Xbox One X, PS4, PS4 Pro, and PC.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
Clearly,
very much.
It's been worth the wait. We've got lots more E3 coming up, so don't go anywhere. IGN will be right back.